lot of systems out there that are doing, reviews of calls and transcriptions. They're only doing it through one channel of communication. And what we know at Strolid is customers communicate in multiple channels. So we're able to now plug all those channels into the conserver and see, and because they're all captured in a vCon in one place, we can see all that data from that one customer and then feed it, the systems. It's really complex, but it's actually, it's exciting. I'm excited that we're in front of all this at the moment. We're not experts yet. We have ways to go, but
yeah, I do. You're definitely logging more miles on the road, at least in this specific part of the vertical, than anybody else I know, which is, I think, really great. A little bit of a piggyback there on some of the CRM related information that you were sharing, Vinnie. And this is just a question for either or both of you. Because my understanding has been at an automotive CRM that all the attempts at artificial intelligence, at least up till now, and I don't know what any or all of them are doing right now, but I know that there have been a lot of there's been a lot of effort around, and I think some of them call it AI, but there's always been this desire to have a heavy list of automation rules. As much sophistication as you can put within automation, which is not artificial intelligence. And we've talked, Vinnie, you and I, we did a whole episode on kind of automation versus AI, but the traditional automotive CRMs have played around with some of that and still do have all kinds of different automated rules that you can set up. But are any of them, to your knowledge, are they doing these things around the AI side? Because Vinnie, you said it, like dealers might say, well, I have a CRM, it does all these things. But not really. It does some things, but there's a big
one
difference.
example, and then I'll let Thomas answer the rest of this.
Okay.
One example is we take a call, Shaun, right?
Yeah.
And we're done with the call. Our system will allow our agents to take that conversation, or our system will take that conversation, transcribe it, summarize it, and put it into the CRM. So that dealer can read the conversation in the CRM. Because every dealer will understand this. Right now, you have to rely on someone to type that information in, and you're going to miss information in those notes, or they're going to be too brief, or maybe too long. Like, these are very concise summarizations that you can read, and then you'll also be able to not just read it, click on it, and go listen to the call if you want to. Which is really
will it also assign any, like, if there are action related items that belong to either the customer or the dealership, like, hey, you also need to do these, because that's always a big thing for the dealers is, oh, I was supposed to do this, but we wrote down 10% and not 90%. Like, lots of businesses do that. So yeah.
I think for me, and this is me coming into the automotive market, I'd say what we're seeing around today's CRMs and the automations or AI that it seems really parallels what we've seen in the technology market time and time again. And I'll just use email for a second. So when we were coming up, email was something that you could get from AOL, and you could send email to other people in AOL. But there was a time where you couldn't. All you could do is AOL. As the internet became more pervasive, you were able to send emails not only in your own team and company, but between companies, right? And that was a big deal. And the same sort of thing happened in the transportation market with container transport. That in the 40s and 50s, we had trucks, and the trucks were just their own little truck, and you can move the truck around, but you couldn't take the top of the truck and put it on the train and put that that couldn't get to the coast, and you couldn't put that container onto a ship, and it couldn't go across the ocean. It wasn't interoperable. Every little thing was its own little island, own little silo, own little stuff to do. And the things that I really see, which is different in the automotive market in terms of AI and automations, and how is this different and what's going on, is this is a much more open, connected networking experience. So for instance, something that we're able to do at Strolid and is common now in AI, but not necessarily automotive, is that if I wanted to summarize a conversation with AI and a modern view of it, I could pick any engine to do it. I could pick Google, I could pick OpenAI, I could pick my own to do it. And I could send it to them saying, please summarize it and give it back to me. It allows me to leverage what's happening in those industries without having to do it myself. And that living in the ecosystem of AI is something which is very unique to us. Using AI for your own little world is kind of the standard right now in automotive. It's not necessarily how do I interoperate my automotive technology with everything else in AI. And that's really, really what we're working on here.